Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Today is April the 8th, so we're 3 days away and counting from the upcoming peaceful demonstration on Friday taking place at the Legislative Assembly grounds of Ontario. The Black community is preparing to stand united to petition the Legislative Assembly of Ontario to implement some long overdue laws specific to the Black population here in Ontario, the implementation of anti Black racism laws, not anti hate laws, which covers a broad category. However, an anti Black law that is specific to the Black individuals of the community. And change is never easy. My dad had a saying that said, good things don't come cheap, and anything cheap is never any good. So, of course, with any endeavor to make a change, especially changes such as anti Black hatred and systemic racism, it can never be easy because it's been embedded into Canadian society since the transatlantic slavery began many, many years ago. And I want to say to my Black community that there's a lot of things that we ourselves, as a part of our ethnic group, cannot understand. For example, why we fail to support each other, why we seem to find fault and fight each other more than the system outside and those who are clear with their hatred for us and the lack of value placed on us as a ethnic group. I want to say that while it does bewilder one's mind, we have to remember something called trauma. And there is such a thing as generational trauma. For hundreds of years, we were led to believe that the lighter you are, the better, the darker you are, the worse you are. Things like that has been embedded into our psyche. So, for that reason alone, it is difficult for our community to work together because we were taught for so long since slavery days that we should not be loyal to each other or share or work together, rather work and pledge our allegiance to our oppressors. You see, sometimes it can take just as long for the codes that are embedded into our mind to be unraveled, but it's something that we should continue to do as a people together. The only way to overcome barriers is when it's done in unity. I want to tell my whole Black community out there, not just in the province of Ontario, but in Canada as a whole, that this demonstration is not a demonstration with the hopes to achieve stardom or fame or anything. It's just the fact that our community, our ethnic group, for far too long on the continent of North America have been degraded, devalued, exploited. And to this day, despite how much we've overcome and the rights we've achieved, like the right to vote and, you know, teach in schools and what have you, we still have a long, long way to go. And it starts with our community within. We need to learn that not everything is a competition. Just put it this way, if we can achieve the Ontario government to implement anti-black racism laws, where you go to the book of legislation and you see laws specific to the black community, then you know that it's a start to creating change for all of Canada. But it's one step at a time. And you see, if this bill is passed, if this legislation is passed, and it's the anti-black racism laws are specific in the book of legislation, it won't be a win for Black People United for Change's organization or EA Public Relations. It's going to be a change for every single Black person residing here in Ontario. So when that law changes for one, it changes for all. And that's the beauty of it. This initiative is not an initiative to empower only one Black organization or one member of the Black community. It's for me, you, your mom, your dad, your children, your brothers, your sisters, your neighbors, all those who are a part of the our ethnic group. And that is why it's so important that we learn to overcome our ideologies and beliefs that, hey, my brother's getting further than me, or my sister's gonna get that big prize before I do. This initiative is something that benefits and impacts us all. That means it could be your average Black person riding on the bus or walking down the street. We are all a part and belong to one ethnic group, and it's not just isolated to Ontario. Peter Tosh says, anywhere you go in this world, as long as you're a Black man, you're an African. So it doesn't matter where you go. We wear that badge of being a Black person. It's who God created you to be. But I want to say, God didn't create us to hate and fight each other and compete with each other. He created us to love each other and live in unity. And I'm hoping that I see my Black community come out, whether you hate Black People United for Change or EA Public Relations, for the sake of you, your world, your value, your integrity. Come out and let us demonstrate and lobby for well needed change within the Black community of Ontario. You done know it's one step at a time. I'm praying that God will put his hands into this initiative and make changes and give us the courage to work and march forward together to achieve change. We can only do this if we're together. If I were the only person standing there on Friday before the Legislative Assembly, I can guarantee you that I would not be taken seriously. If the entire Black community of Ontario is standing outside of that assembly grounds on Friday at 1 p.m., trust me, the message would be very impactful. So please, April the 11th at 1 p.m. at 111 Wellesley Street West, let's all work together for change, a change that will impact us all, each and every one of us. I hope to see you there as we take the step together. 111 Wellesley Street West at the Legislative Assembly grounds of Ontario. Visit our website, blackpeopleunitedforchange.ca, for further details about the event and parking and all that pertinent information. Have a wonderful and blessed day.